What's going on? Johnny Trades back with another helpful video, and today we're going to be talking about how you can make $100 a day online by reselling. For some of you who have been watching me throughout the last few years on YouTube have known that I have been in the reseller business before, and for a lot of you who may not know, I was a reseller for a few years. I started a company called Second Round Vintage, and I basically specialized in reselling 80s and 90s memorabilia or vintage items. And we're talking anything from clothing to sneakers, collectibles, electronics, such as, Nike, Aeropostale, Hollister, um, Jordans, hats, as well as collectibles like Pokemon cards, Goosebumps books, um, electronics like Game Boys, and things like that. And I did a great job back then. I don't have to resell as much now, but I did a great job reselling back then to where we could sell all of these products and we were making, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month by reselling specific items. And what I want to talk to you about today is exactly how I was able to do that. Especially being in a small town like mine, it was a little bit difficult to source specific items, but I still found a way to do it. So if you live in a medium-sized town, a city, then this may even be a little easier for you. Now, this channel is based on trading, but sometimes if you are forcing trades and you're in need of money, it can be difficult to have a clear head when taking certain trades. When you're always thinking about making money and you're always worried about losing money, it can actually be bad for your trading journey. So, what I want to kind of put inside your head is to have multiple streams of income. I've always been a guy who's had multiple streams of income, even when I was working a 9 to 5 job. Obviously, I don't work a 9 to 5 job now. I've been blessed to not have to work since the beginning of 2025. So we're going on, 18 months of not having to work for anyone but myself. But that doesn't mean it's made it any easier or less rewarding, right, as well. So I've done things from, of course, the resale business. I've bought and sold vehicles. I've um, done affiliate marketing. I've run my YouTube channel, stock trading, stock investing, as well as other niche kind of um, jobs where you work for yourself, like DoorDash. And there was a point where I was door dashing and I was making $150 in like a 6 hour evening, for dinner, anywhere from 4 to 10 o'clock, make $100 to $150 door dashing. So there's a lot of ways that you can create income. Even if you are currently working, there's nothing wrong with making a little bit of extra money. So in this video, I just simply want to talk about how you can start and run a successful resellers business and potentially make $100 a day online. And it all starts with identifying, you know, the high potential items that you're able to sell, right? Buying them low, selling them high to generate an income by, buying products at a lower price than you're selling them for profits. The resale market is growing rapidly. There are still tons of people who like to buy cheaper items than brand new. And not only that, there's certain items that they don't mass produce anymore. We're talking like 80s and 90s, like 1980, 1990, even the early 2000s. There's specific items that people want that are no longer available in a store like Walmart or Target. You have to actually go out and try to find these items. So when you first start out with the resellers business, you're going to want to find a niche. A niche could be anything from specifically selling vintage clothing. There was a time period when I was doing second round vintage where I was looking for Nike clothing. I was looking for pullovers and jackets. I was looking for vintage clothes with a specific type of stitching and specific tags that would indicate they're from the 80s and 90s, because a lot of times, and most of the time, they're not making shirts at that quality anymore. They're not making specific shirts in that time period anymore. You could also pick sneakers. You could pick specific collectibles, electronics. Maybe you want to buy and resell iPhones. Maybe you want to buy and resell Game Boys. I know people who have bought and resold guitars, but that's going to help you attract a specific amount or a dedicated customer base that is specific to your niche. If you sell vintage clothing and you have a good product, people are going to buy it, and then those people are going to come back to you to see if you have any more inventory similar to what you're selling. So it's important to at least identify a niche that you like. For me, it was second round vintage. I was selling vintage items, anything over 20 years. Now, I mean, we're talking more like 30, 40, even 50 years almost, if we're looking at like the 1980s and the 1990s, right? We're in 2026 now. Now, how do you find these products? Well, you can start by going to your local thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales, yard sales. You can look on eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. Those are going to be your best areas and sources to find products. And you could also haggle a little bit if they're, selling a t-shirt that's vintage for $25. Maybe you could haggle them down to $15 or $10, and then making sure that you understand the price of those items before you buy them. A $25 t-shirt at a garage sale that's, say, a old school Nike t-shirt could easily be worth $50 if it's in good condition. Same way with a Game Boy, right? I remember buying a Game Boy Advanced SP for $80 on Facebook Marketplace, and then I sold it for $149 on eBay. So I made a huge difference. I made $70. I almost 100% profit on my initial investment by identifying the quality, the condition, and how much it was before buying it, right? Don't buy something and guess you can sell it for more. Do your research first. How much is that Game Boy worth, the condition, the year, the model, and then see if you can get it for less than what you can sell it for. Also, networking is very important, making sure that you join local buy and sell groups. Connecting with other resellers in your area can also be a great plus, because sometimes people want to get rid of items that haven't sold, or maybe they can't sell a specific item that you might be able to potentially sell to somebody else. And that is going to be a very useful tool as well. Now, of course, making sure that you follow your guidelines for the state or city you live in. If you are going to make it a legitimate reseller's business, making sure you're setting up the legal structures behind that, getting the right licensing permits. If you need an online store, making sure you set that up. I used to use eBay. But you can also use like Shopify, Etsy, Amazon, FBA, eBay. You can set up a Instagram. You could set up, I just lost my train of thought. eBay. You could set up a lot of different avenues to be able to resell those items, or at least get the word out, right? You could use Instagram to grab a following of people, and then you could put a link in your bio saying to go to this Shopify site or Etsy site or eBay site to buy the items actually there. And that's actually what I did, right? And then also pricing, making sure that we buy low, sell high, focusing on items with a strong demand and a good markup potential, right? You don't want to go out there and buy 25-cent Goosebump book that's in poor quality that you can't even sell for $1, right? You want to look for those books that have high quality demand. Maybe there's a specific Goosebumps book or a specific book in general that has a huge markup and a high demand. I know a lot of finance books, like stuff from Tony Robbins, stuff from Grant Cardone. There's a few different finance books that still sell $50 to even $100 when you resell them. And it's interesting because you can't find those in specific stores anymore. They just don't sell them. Same thing with shirts, shoes. Some shoes, you can get a really good quality pair of shoes that maybe someone bought for their child. They wore once and never used again. And then you buy that at a 50% mark down and you sell for a normal price. And also remember, you need to factor in shipping and packaging and fees if you are going to be doing this online. It's a lot simpler to, you know, have your own garage sale and people come up to you and you have a exchange of cash and goods on demand, right, on the spot. There is no shipping required, there is no packaging required. But when it comes to selling online, I found that a lot of my fees and a lot of my overhead didn't come from necessarily, you know, renting space or, you know, utility bills or stuff like that. It literally came from fees and shipping and packaging through the post office. So finding maybe lighter items. When I was doing T-shirts, one T-shirt, you know, I'd buy those T-shirts for $5 to $10. I'd sell them for $20 to $30. The shipping would either be included or not included, but usually to ship a shirt back when I was doing it was about, you know, $5 to $8 because I was putting them in these like poly plastic bags. I wasn't putting them in a box. So that's pretty interesting to consider. You know, I've had guitars before where I buy them for $50 and then they're able to sell for $100. But if you were to ship it, you might have to pay $50 to $70 to ship a giant guitar in a box. So important is also those fees and factors to take into consideration. But other than that, guys, the bottom line when starting a reseller business is start small, focus on a specific niche, and then you can outsource to different niches and add different products later. Source smartly and build a strong online presence. With the right mix of sourcing, pricing, marketing, a reselling business can be profitable side hustle or even a full-time income stream. I used to watch people on YouTube who made it full-time. They started with a couple $100, grew it to a couple thousand. They used that couple thousand to then scale to tens of thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars in reselling profits potential within a month. Like making that much money every month, right? So if you're stuck maybe, you know, in a spot where you're only making a couple $100 a month, you know, scale that. And then you could make your first $1,000 a month, and then you can make your first $10,000 a month, and scale it and scale it and scale it over time. Be smart about your money though. And if you guys want to watch me trade as live as Monday morning, then click the first link in the description, and that's where I get with my Learn to Earn team. We trade 30 minutes to an hour, which is just another way that you can learn how to make even more money with the money that you're already, you know, accumulating through your job, through your side hustles, through any other businesses you have. You could then put that money into an account and begin scaling that even more. It's okay to have multiple income streams. It's okay to try different things that, you know, different avenues, different projects, different side hustles. It's okay to try those things until you find something that works for you. Not everyone is going to be able to buy and resell cars. Not everyone is going to be able to buy and resell houses or start a, you know, vintage reselling company or maybe even day trade. But I can guarantee you, if you try these different avenues, you try these different vehicles to make money, you will eventually find one that sticks with you, your personality, your skill level, and then you'll be able to scale that and grow and make more money. So I appreciate you guys' time. I hope I earned your thumbs up. If I did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we got a lot of great content headed your way. Later, guys.